Hello, Tom Preza here from the Naval History and Heritage Command with another one of our Artifact Spotlights. This is where we take a look at the Navy's timeline and pull out different artifacts from that timeline and teach you about them. And today we're going to be focusing on naval aviators from World War II. Now, if you take a look at the uniform of the pilot beside me and take a look at photos of uniforms of naval aviators from World War II and compare them to what naval aviators are wearing today, you can see that they are completely different from each other, mostly because the aircraft that they're flying off the decks of carriers or some of the islands in the South Pacific during World War II are completely different from what they're flying today. World War II, it's propeller-driven aircraft, where today it's jet-powered aircraft. So today's aircraft are a lot more maneuverable, they're faster, meaning that there's more pressure and wear and tear on the pilots' bodies. So they have to add extra protection to themselves, where World War II, you really don't see that. Yes, they're very maneuverable, but they don't have the speed. So the most protection that the pilot is wearing is a flight suit. And if even that, he's wearing khaki trousers and maybe a khaki button-down shirt underneath. But they would have a jumpsuit, a flight suit, maybe a flight jacket, all made out of basically cotton material. You would have a flight cap, also made out of cotton, not really for skull protection, but it's mostly there to hold the radio equipment in place. So you'd have the two earpieces that would be hooked up to the radio, goggles to protect your eyes. They would also have a throat microphone, which would be on your throat, and that's where all your sound is created. So why not put the microphone right there, especially if they're operating at higher altitude where they would have an oxygen mask. And other than that, the other protective items that they have, a .45 caliber pistol underneath the life jacket here. And the life jacket itself is the U.S. Navy marked life jacket. One of the versions called a Mae West. There's a lot of types that are called Mae Wests. And this one is actually a wraparound, so when they go into the water, they have pull tabs, one on either side, attached to CO2 cartridges, and that would inflate around the back of the neck, on the front, and the sides to keep the pilot buoyant in the water. Now, he would also have possibly items in his pockets to help with his survival if he ever has to bail out or ditch into the ocean. But also inside the craft, the seat cushion that the pilots were sitting on was also a flotation device, or they would also have a canister that would have an inflatable life raft, and with that life raft would be more survival supplies. But if they didn't have time to get that canister, what you see them wearing is what they had when they went into the water. After World War II, you start to see more thought being put into survival vests for pilots who might have to ditch. But if you take a look at what the pilot is wearing, you can see how the equipment that they had really influences what the pilots are wearing today, survival-wise and somewhat personal protective-wise as well. And if you're interested in learning more, please visit the website of the Naval History and Heritage Command, history.navy.mil, and we'll see you at our next Artifact Spotlight.